Good afternoon everybody, Calm back here. I'm still on my ride with Chris, who's behind me on his Honda 750 something or other, NC750X, and I'm on one of my favourite roads. We're in North Yorkshire. I'm on the road between Hawes and Ribblehead Viaduct, which if you've never ridden it and you're in the area, you really should ride it. It's a fantastic road. It's not the best day for it. Keep finding patches of ice, so I can't really ride it hard today. So whereas it would normally be speed limit almost all of the way, today 40 miles an hour-ish seems much more sensible. Sometimes you've got to be sensible, haven't you? It's one of the prettiest places around here. Quite hard to see today because there's a lot of mist around and a bit of snow, a bit of sleet. Although I have to say, I think it still has, if not a beauty, then a charm, but it may still be a beauty about it, even in this mist. You can just see the outlines of the hills over there, or I can anyway. Your camera might hide a lot of it, with it being wide angled and those hills being a little distance away. On my right, somewhere over there, that I think out of view, is a hill called Whernside. That's the one that when you see the Ribblehead Viaduct, it's directly behind the viaduct from this road. And to my left, hidden out of view behind the hills, is another big hill called Pen-y-Ghent. And somewhere over there, and kind of making a triangle, but that's not difficult, any 3 points make a triangle if they're not a straight line, don't they? Is Ingrebrough. And those are the three tallest hills in Yorkshire. And I know those names. They've seared into me from a child. I was when I was about 12 or 13. I climbed all three. I did a walk called the Three Peaks of Yorkshire Walk. It's those three hills, and on the map I believe it's just over 26 miles. And you have to do it within 12 hours, including getting to the very top, to the summit of each of the hills, where you, I think at the time you had to stamp a card or take a rubbing of something on a piece of paper, I can't remember. It was like a proper organised walk thing, and you have to get your bit of card at the beginning, get a time on that you're setting off, get your 3 stamps, and get to the other end of the walk, and as long as you've done it within 12 hours, you got, I don't know, I can't remember what you got, a certificate or something, or a signature saying well done, I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't have it anymore. You know, that was nearly 40 years ago, so it's quite a good walk, well worth doing. Like this road is well worth riding, that walk is well worth walking, but I'm sure that my viewers would prefer the riding to the walking. It's actually, because it's just over 26 miles, it's actually treated as a marathon. I didn't do it like that. I was with a bunch of people from my school. We camped in a field, and then we went and did the walk, and then went back to our campsite to find that one poor lad, a sheep had got into the tent and relieved itself all over his stuff. He wasn't best pleased. We thought it was hilarious. And it was actually during that walk that I found out I had asthma. I'd never had any breathing trouble before, but climbing the steep bit of Whernside, I found myself getting out of breath. And then halfway up, I found myself really struggling to breathe and being quite upset about it. Of course, this is back in the 80s, where teachers were not particularly bothered about people being upset. So it was just like, get a move on, get climbing. Which I did, and once I was at the top, kind of everything settled down a bit. But yeah, it was a few weeks after that I went to see a doctor because I'd got wheezy again and got diagnosed with asthma. that I suffered with asthma pretty badly, even to the point of losing my breath or losing oxygen enough to fall unconscious half a dozen times for about 20 years before they got me on a medication that finally fixed it. I still have asthma, but unless I'm ill with some kind of other chest infection or something, it's very rare that it causes me any trouble at all nowadays. If I go for a run, then I'll get a bit wheezy, but that's about it. Yeah, lovely little place, so well worth a visit. And you do get to see the wonderful Ribblehead Viaduct. If you're doing the road, you get to see that at the end of the road, and if you're doing the walk, you get to see it in the middle of the walk. Fantastic bit of engineering that is. Sheep on the road, or near the road. I'm not planning on actually going and looking at the viaduct close up. I've seen it many times, unless Chris wants to. It's quite a walk to it. And it is, as I say, a cold day. As soon as I unplug my jacket from the bike, I start to get very cold. So I don't think we'll be heading over to it. But if you are interested in seeing a bit more of it, I've got a video that I did a while back where I flew the drone around it as well, and indeed under it. Now that looks very impressive to me. I'm hoping that it comes out on the camera. This is the other end of the road where I'm going to wrap the video up, but I can just see, or I've just seen my first view of the viaduct through the mist, through the gloom. It is one heck of a structure. Anyway, I think that'll do for this video, just a nice little short one. Thanks for watching everyone, ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.
You could nearly eat this, but it's not quite vegetarian. It's got, it's spicy. It's got